everybody, good afternoon and welcome to Bull City Hangout 223. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Sky, that's Durham's online community paper. I invite you to check it out at 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟.com. Now, with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham, and then I invite you to click on that link on the Facebook side and then join me on camera, shoot the breeze, share information, etc. So I'm going to start out with the nonprofit and government information page, which is called Word, and I won't list the same programs and services every single day, but I will invite you, if you need help in any kind of way, to check the Word page and see the different programs from local nonprofits and government agencies that can help. Okay, and now also from the Word page, I'll tell you about the latest workshops that are listed under the Durham Community College Small Business Center. We have free webinars, and also there are other small business centers from across the state that I also list. So let's see, today's what, the 23rd? So, so today at 5:30, level up your marketing with advanced Canva tips and tricks. It's going to be today, 5:30 until 6:30. These are free, so you can sign up in advance and just attend. Also today at 5:30, how to apply for 501c3 status, and that is nonprofit status, and that's really interesting. It's going to be, they're going to have lots of info. That's going to be a 2-hour session, 5:30 to 7:30. So if you want to become a nonprofit, definitely check that one out. Also today from 6 until 8, business networking for artists and crafters. I think I might have to attend that one. That's going to be, again, from 6 until 8. All righty, and let's see. Let me check. I hope that wasn't an important message. No, it was not. Okay. All righty. My phone only goes off for important messages. I just have to click that real quick. Okay, now let's see what else is on the Word page. Of SCORE, they're going to have a workshop today. SCORE stands for Service Corps of Retired Executives, and they know everything there is to know about business. They have free mentorship, they have workshops, etc. So let's scroll down and see what they have going on today. They're going to have a workshop today at 1 o'clock called Shoestring Solutions to Common Startup Issues. It's going to be at 1 o'clock, free, and that should be really interesting. When they say shoestring solutions, I assume that means low cost, but still very, very helpful and efficient. Okay, so again, that's free. It starts at 1 o'clock. Okay, let's go to the school tools page. All right, now, as you know, it has been decided that the schools will reopen here in Durham on Monday, March 13th. So here's the thing. There's going to be sort of an emergency town hall meeting held by the Durham Association of Educators. So again, that is going to be this evening at 6 o'clock. You can join the discussion, get updates on the reopening of the schools, again, scheduled for March 15th. Now, they want people to really speak their mind. So at this meeting, it will remain sort of like private. It will not be broadcast on Facebook as these meetings by the Durham Association of Educators sometimes are. So they want you to really say what you feel. So this meeting will be private. Again, you can register to attend if you'd like to. I did register because I definitely want to see what people have to say about the reopening of the schools, how they're preparing for it, etc. And also whether the teachers can get vaccinated, because they're very concerned about that, as am I. So that's going to be at 6 o'clock this evening. You might want to check that out if you're a parent or an educator or just a journalist who's really curious. Okay, let's go to the health page. I do have updates on the getting on the vaccination wait list, and also where to get your free test, COVID-19. In fact, let's see where OptumServe is today. It's Tuesday, right? So they are at El Centro Hispano until 6, and they do have a drive-through service available. They're also at McDougal Terrace and also Oxford Manor until 4:30. Okay, and I think at McDougal they have a drive-through service available there. And again, you don't have to live there. That's just where the tests are being administered. Okay, also on the health page, let's go to the health events page. That's where you click on the big blue, excuse me, the big blue button at the top of the page. So let's see what's going on today. Okay, the Do Cancer Patient Support Program, they're hosting the Young Adult Oncology Social Meetup. This is for young people who have cancer, ages 18 to 39. They talk about issues, they share information, tips, etc. This is free. It's online. Again, it's from 6:30 until 7:30 for young people, or I should just say adults, ages 18 to 39 with cancer. So read about that by going to the health page and then click on the big blue health events button. Okay, let's go to the garden shed page. This isn't necessarily about gardening, but it's a lot of people who are into gardening are to the outdoors. So there's going to be a science event. The North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences, they're hosting the ornithology show, and kids, or I should say students, from kindergarten to grade 8. And this is where they are invited to talk about some of their exciting bird sightings. So that should be really fun for the young folks. And that's going to be a Facebook event. It's going to be an online event. It's going to be today from 4 until 5. Of course, it's free. And you can read about it on the school tools page, which I forgot to mention, and also the garden shed page. All right, let's go now to the sport and life page. Talk about sports. Let's see, Durham Parks Recreation. Let's see. Sign up for beginner tennis lessons. They start up really, really soon. Guy R. Cook is here in Walla Walla, Washington. Let's see what Guy R. Cook has to say in a few minutes, because I'm curious. The temperature in Texas, by the way, they were hit by ridiculous winter weather, because they had 1 degree. I think it was yesterday or the day before, 1. And today it's going up to 75 in Texas. The world is crazy. But anyway, let me continue. Durham Parks and Recreation, they have beginner tennis lessons starting up really soon. In fact, next week at Whippoorwill Park and also Elmira Avenue Park. So that's going to be really fun to get back outside and enjoy some tennis. So sign up for that. It's not free, but super, super. Also, this Saturday, this is a huge event. Durham Parks and Recreation presents the doubles ball tournament. So that should be super fun. This is for adults ages 18 plus, and this is going to be all day at Bethesda Park, starting at 8 in the morning, going on until 6. $22 to attend, and to participate, to compete. Let's put it that way. So this is going to be a doubles, like men's or women's event. That should be really fun and exciting. Pickleball at Bethesda Park this Saturday. Check it out. And I might as well remind you, you can sign up for pickleball lessons also at Durham Parks and Recreation. So that should be really cute. Let me know how that goes for you. Let's go to the Let's Go page, the calendar of events page, starting out with the Nehemiah Christian Center. They're giving away free bag lunches today, noon until 1. So if you are in need, head over there. They're on Mangum Street downtown. Also, New Visions of Africa restaurant, as they always do on Tuesdays, they're having their grocery giveaway starting at 12:30. So again, if you are in need, definitely head over there. They're on Fayetteville Street. If you are driving, and I suggest that you do because they give away a lot of groceries, park in the W.D. Hill parking lot, which is behind the restaurant. And did I mention it's 12:30 for a couple of hours while supplies last. And then later this afternoon, starting at 3, from 3 until 6, New Visions will be giving away free warm meals. Also, it is Virtual Trivia Tuesday. The North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences from 6 until 7 will have this free, fun virtual event where you get to test your knowledge. Also, this is really interesting. The North Carolina Transportation Museum will have an online event called The Green Book. North Carolina Travels Down Memory Lane. This is going to be a really interesting event because the panelists, this is just going to be so interesting. Basically, it's all about this gentleman named Victor Hugo Green. From 1936 to 1966, he published a guidebook called the Negro Motorist Green Book. and it was very popular. Basically, it helped Black travelers. I thought it was just through the South, but I guess throughout the country. It helped African American travelers navigate through segregated and hostile spaces back during the Jim Crow era. So it was a good way for Black travelers to stay safe, to know where to go and where not to go. So this is going to be a panel discussion starting at 6:30. It's free. So if you want to learn more about that or just want to go down memory lane, definitely do that. Also today from 7 until 8, Marvis Fun will have her Stay Well virtual line dance class, again from 7 until 8. It's on Zoom, and it will be fun and free. Now tomorrow, let's see what's going on. I think there's something special that I just added. Oh, let me remind you, UCAN, Urban Community Agronomics, tomorrow will be giving away vegetables. They'll have their free vegetable pickup. That will be tomorrow from 10 until noon. Corn, collard greens, sweet potatoes, apples, eggs, carrots, and beets. I don't know if they're going to have absolutely everything listed, but that's usually what they have to give away. So that should be really great. And I think I will definitely ride down there at 10 o'clock. I might have maybe I'll have a food haul when I do the show at noon. I think I'll do that just to show off what I pick up from UCAN. Okay, also tomorrow, for those of you looking for work, the city's Durham Workforce Development Board, they're hosting a virtual hiring event for Morrison Living. Morrison Living is a senior living facility. So tomorrow from 11 until 3, there's going to be this like a job fair. It's going to be online. So be sure to be there at 11 though, because they're going to talk about the job. They're going to talk about the facility and then the available jobs, which will include chefs, food service, utility workers, bartenders, and more. So again, this is going to be from 11 until 3. So if you're looking for work, definitely check this out. And make sure that you have a resume on hand in a digital form so that you can send it in. Okay, always have your resume update and in some form like as a Word document. And if you know how to create a PDF document, like if you use some other program, I use Bean. Sometimes I use InDesign, which is not compatible with people's computers. So sometimes when I send documents that I create with InDesign, I create a PDF. So if you know how to do that, a PDF file. So if you know how to do that, definitely do that. Okay. And again, Nehemiah Christian Center will be giving away free lunches from noon until 1. I think that's it. I do not want to leave anything or anyone out. Okay. Now, weather report. You already know. It is 57 out there. It's sunny. It is so gorgeous out there. It is up to 63 degrees. And tomorrow, it's so beautiful out. Tomorrow, 70. Oh my God. It's going to be 70 degrees and sunny all day tomorrow. So, as soon as I'm done here, you know where I'm going. I'm going outside for a nice walk. But anyway, speaking of outside, let's see what Guy R. Cook has in store. He is in Walla Walla, Washington. Let's see what Guy R. Cook has to say about the weather. Hey, Guy.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning.
It's weather. What am I going to say about the weather? We're not in Texas. Okay, we're a little bit north of Texas.
Okay, Washington State.
The high today is 45, which means
bless your heart.
I can now see the top. Remember the yardstick I put onto the milk
18
box?
inches of snow. Yeah.
And it completely covered the milk box. Well, it's melted down enough now. I can see the top of the milk box.
Bless your heart. Okay.
When Chewy goes outside, if you're familiar with dogs, he's about the size of a Jack Russell. His legs are a little bit longer than the Yorkie or the long-haired Chihuahua. So he has now concluded that he can walk on that white stuff and not sink and drown.
How cute.
So he's been making the round of what I call the squirrel tree. It's where the squirrel torments
Mhm.
him in the summertime. It'll go up there and bark at him, and he barks back. And it's quite a drama. So
So
anyway, he's
45
going.
is good.
Yeah,
So 45
because
is good. Yeah,
the streets are all bare now, bare and dry.
good,
It
good.
rained
Okay.
last night, which further
Mhm.
helped stuff melt.
Okay. Okay.
We're looking at it becoming spring rather than a
Okay.
continuation of the winter.
Now
I've
I know
shot
you're.
every groundhog I see, I shoot him because
I'll see
he's the
that.
SOB that caused the bad weather to
Oh.
happen. And, they make that prediction, and then he
Mhm.
saw his shadow. Oh, we're gonna have 6 more weeks of winter, and it was nice. I mean, it wasn't Texas nice. It wasn't 75, but it was warming up. There was bulbs
And
coming
then
up,
the snow.
and now it's just drowned it out.
Now I know you're in Washington. But you don't live near the ocean, right?
Not anymore. I used to.
Yeah.
I used to live by the
Okay.
Pacific Ocean. Well, Puget Sound was about maybe 5 minutes
Well,
to
tell
get
me
to
about
the.
these. I've been watching YouTube videos.
Okay.
This new phrase, new to me, obviously.
Yeah.
Sneaker waves. I've been seeing videos about sneaker
The
waves.
sneaker wave, and the best way to explain it, it's the seventh wave of waves when they're hitting the beach. That's
Mhm.
the one that will grab you and pull you out to the ocean. That's the undertow wave.
Heard that before. It's
When
like
we go down to the beach and get razor clams, you have to surf right where the surf's breaking on the water, where there's this like maybe a quarter of an inch of water.
okay.
You don't go out where it's like even 6 inches deep to get
Okay.
clams because you can't see them. It's too deep. So you have to
Mhm.
just go down. But I've seen people wearing waders that go out there and they're like hip deep in the water razor clam because they don't know what they're doing.
Mhm.
And I'm telling them, I said, that seventh wave's going to grab you and take you out to sea. Oh, no, well, I weigh 160 pounds. So I'm not going out. And then that wave hits. Next time I see that guy, he's up on the shallow part where I am. He's had that awakening. That's what to me, that's what a sneak wave means. It means that wave that grabs you.
Being from Chicago, of course, Lake Michigan, at least when I was a kid, was very calm.
Not a lot of waves in Lake Michigan. Maybe the wind might
no surfing. No surfing.
No surfing.
But when I was watching these videos about these sneaker waves in Washington State, not just Washington, it just happened to be I was watching videos about Washington State. But also the sneaker waves, it's like the waves are coming in and you kind of get used to them. But the sneaker waves, they keep coming, and it's like you don't really realize.
Oh, yeah.
And Jackie's back. And we're talking about the beach again. I don't know why. I guess because the weather's so beautiful. But the sneaker waves are the ones where it looks pretty innocent, but it keeps coming at you, and then it can like swallow you whole and drag you out to the ocean.
Yeah. You gotta watch yourself in the surf.
But here's another video I watched, Guy. Here's another. So I don't. Again, being from Chicago, I was sort of unaware about tides. I've heard of tides. I didn't realize that it was something that people actually knew what time the tide goes out and in. They were saying when you're going to a beach area, the hotel will tell you or give you a timetable for the tides. Anyway, this guy, he wanted to just walk the beach for hours. He just wanted to explore. And so he had on regular clothes. It wasn't like he was going swimming. So here he is in Washington State near Puget. I think it was called Puget Sound. So anyway.
Yep.
So
Captain Puget discovered that body of water.
He's walking down the beach, but then there are areas where there's like the beach, like there's a hill. And so he's walking around the hill to continue, not realizing
when the tide
he took
comes
so
in.
long. Yeah, the tide came in.
That hill becomes an island, doesn't it?
He couldn't get back.
Yeah.
He didn't know what to do. Do you know what he had to do? He had to climb the hill. He got all cut up and bloodied because the hill was full of bramble bush.
Right.
So he had to scramble up the hill, and then the highway had like no room for him to walk. So he had to run down the highway.
Where was he at specific? You remember?
I'm not sure, but he was trying to get back to his car.
Uh,
So, but he had to run down the highway and avoid the
did
cars.
he drown his car? I've seen people park their car on the beach. The tide come in and get their car.
No, he wasn't that stupid.
Well, we call them
God.
Californians.
I shouldn't say stupid. I shouldn't say stupid.
Ignorant, unaware of the facts. Yeah.
He just didn't know.
Yeah.
So
the only place I can think of where he could have been walking and went up a hill and down, gone around the hill is there's a place called Dungeness Spit, which is up on the north side of Puget Sound. Goes like this and makes a turn to the left to go out to the ocean. And right where it makes that turn, there's a place called Kingston. And then a little bit to the west of that is where Hood Canal goes out into the ocean. And on the west side of Hood Canal, if you walked all the way up the beach, there's a floating bridge. You go across the bridge and you can park. There's a parking area. And then you walk out. You could get caught out there. I'm sure. I've never walked it because I didn't want to risk getting caught. I'd go up to, we go to that same area and get steamer.
Let me very quickly, if you don't, let me interrupt this message.
Sure.
Jackie, I don't have that information for the Skywriter. If you could somehow send it to Durham Skywriter at gmail.com. Yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming this is in Durham, even though it's online.
Yeah, if it's online, it's like
send me that info because I need to put that in the Skywriter for sure.
Yeah,
because I would have announced it. So
bigger. You know what else is not in the Skywriter today? And it's huge. Go to Twitter and put in this hashtag Takeout Tuesday. Takeout Tuesday is, the people at American Express, how they do Shop Small Saturday.
Okay. Shop Small Saturday is now behind this campaign of Takeout Tuesday for our restaurants that are, as we all know, they're struggling, right? Oh, yeah.
Limited seating and so forth. Well, today is the Takeout Tuesday. So as soon as I said that to the wife, she goes, hey, yeah, you get the deal on Papa Burgers at A&W today. I said, well, there you have it.
Hey, I will look into that. I've never heard anybody mention that locally.
That's first I heard about it was this morning. I get up early, as you know.
Okay, I'll definitely check it out.
When I was on Twitter is where I saw it. The hashtag Takeout Tuesday. And there's all kinds of places. Like one guy said, well, for my Takeout Tuesday, I'm going to go to the refrigerator and take out 3 eggs and cook them in the fry pan. So that was his Takeout Tuesday. Yeah.
So Jackie's saying that she doesn't know how to send me the info. So what church is it? And is it an online event or do we actually have to go to your church? Let me know. Type it out, what church it is, and maybe I can find it.
Yeah, just put it in the comments. You can get it. The link that you go to at the church, they say, click here to join the meeting. That's what Pat needs.
Yeah. I need to promote that because it's a Black History event at her church. Oh, it's tomorrow night, not tonight, but still, I would like to announce it tomorrow during tomorrow's show. Yeah. So definitely, because I don't remember. No, that's definitely not in the Skywriter. I would remember it because I know who those people are, and I would have remembered typing their names. So, yeah, see what you can do. If you could. Okay, let me just
help all us ignorant white people with Black history that don't know stuff. Like I didn't know there was a Black national anthem, and I only scored 50% on that. There was a test online. I only scored 50%. But hey, it's the fault of my education. I can remember not to change the page, but a little bit change. My father said when he went to school, one of the things they taught him in school that they don't teach, he said was talking to me when I was going to school, they don't teach you about the great Indian nations. Like there's 5 tribes that are considered the great tribes of all the Indian tribes. There's bunches of them all over. Like in Washington State on the coast.
We learned about the Trail of Tears.
Yeah.
Was at home, learn about that at home or
the Choctaw were involved. My ancestors of my wife were involved in the *𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗧. When we went to the powwow at Tuscaloma in Oklahoma, that's the capital for the Choctaw tribe. There
Okay.
was, but the neat part, not the *𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗧, that was historic, but the part that I thought was way cool, that I had not anticipated was going down there. The Code Talkers. Remember that movie with Nicolas
World
Cage?
War II.
Yeah.
You could not
Some of
figure
those
out,
guys are still around.
Yeah.
And for being as old as they must be, they look way young. They look younger than me. They don't have gray hair. They're just dark headed. And I don't know if it's dyed or not, but they had their Code Talker t-shirt and away they went. I sat at the picnic table that was next to the Code Talker. So I thought I was all of that,
cool.
you know.
Yeah, they said the enemies in World War II could not figure out the American code, and it was
they never broke it.
A language. It wasn't a code; it was a language.
Well, there was a lot of tribes that had.
I've been dying to go to Oklahoma. I want to go to Boley, Oklahoma. Every year they have a rodeo, and I've been dying to go to Boley because on their way up north from Talladega, Alabama, my grandmother and great grandmother off in Boley, Oklahoma, and lived there for a few years. And then they continued up north.
Have you looked for a webcam there?
Actually, yeah. There, I've taken a tour of Boley on YouTube, and
online,
it was a thriving town. But as opportunities open, and this happens in urban areas, you know, across the country. Once opportunities open up, then you abandon what you have and then go seek out your fortune somewhere else or whatever. And that's just typical of immigrants, Black folks, everyone. Everybody does that. You know, once opportunities open up,
greener grass
go
on
to
the other
green
side
pasture somewhere else. Yeah.
Right.
So I happened to Boley as well. So Boley is like very, very small now. A lot of downtown is boarded up, and it's really sad looking.
Well, it was
a thriving all-Black city.
When we went to Oklahoma, the awareness that I achieved was that Oklahoma isn't flat like the Great Plains. You know, when you used to see those land grab things, and they would shoot the cannon off, and all the wagons are going through the dust field to get there. Well, Oklahoma isn't all flat like that. When we were in Oklahoma, we were almost into Arkansas. We were like just a few miles inside the border. And it's hills, mountains, up and down all the time. You never could see like for miles in a distance because the road was straight flat like that.
I assumed it was one big flat plain.
No. Now you know.
I'll find out there.
Wear your hiking shoes. Don't wear those flip-flops that you wear on the flat beach.
I always wear sneakers. I'll be fine.
Yeah. It ain't going to be a flat walk. It's a hike.
I do hope I get to know them.
And if you get a rental car, right, and you're driving down the road and you see this big bird eating dead something on the side of the road.
Oh, vultures, yeah.
Slow down. Because those dudes cannot take off like a robin, just flit away. They got to have a running, like a B-52, kind of go on. And if you hit them with the car, they'll make a dent. They're a big dude.
Plus, I don't want to hurt anything. Yeah.
Well, they don't have any reason to be on the road unless there's roadkill out there that they're gonna savage.
I saw one here in Durham, and it was frightening. But I did see one in Durham once, and it was eating something. It was a frightening sight. I don't know what it was eating.
Yeah,
but it was
ugly.
horrible.
They're ugly and they don't fly quick.
Yeah. So, you know, with it being 57, I have to go outside and see what that's all about. What do you got
the jacket on for? That's kind of like an un-57 jacket.
It is. I guess I'll put on a cloth jacket. This is my winter.
Yeah, that looks kind of warmish.
I keep my house at I keep my temperature at 62. So.
Oh, okay. I understand that. Well.
So I you know, it's cool for me, but when I hit, this might be perfect for 57. We'll see. And Jackie, thank you for that info. I will look up Jubilee Christian Church on Facebook or wherever, and I will find that information, and I will put your event in the Durham Skyrider, and I will announce it tomorrow. And I thank you for giving me that info, because it's really important. Yeah, really important. This is good stuff. And Guy, I don't know if it's supposed to be warmer where you are, but I do hope you continue to at least have good weather.
45 is a heat wave. I mean, that's like, you can go outside with a light flannel shirt like I got and do stuff. I'm just waiting for the snow to melt completely down, because I got to start packing up the shed. It's a brand of shed called the Tuff Shed, TUFF shed, and all of my outside stuff is in there. And the things that I'm going to take with me, and the things I'm going to donate and not take with me, I need to start on that process.
Now, when you do move, are you moving to a place where you can still go fishing?
Oh, yes. Well, we will have, there's parts of me that are saying, how can I rig up my webcam so I can fish? Because I know some crappie spots that are just, sometimes they call them white bass. And there's a like rock thing that they put up to keep the river from washing the land away. And in those rocks where the crappie will spawn. So, see this bobber?
Yeah.
Now, you've probably seen bobbers that are the red and white plastic kind, right? You just snap them on the line. Okay. Well, you can't use those if you're casting at the rocks. That's why I have this cork bobber. But this cork float can hit the rocks and bounce off and not break.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. And that's part of the tool set for crappie fishing, because you go real close to the bank. And I'm not, Bill Dance or some famous fisherman that can always cast, and it goes right in the spot, like Michael Jordan shooting a basketball, nothing but net. I have some challenges in casting sometimes, and I can blame it on a lot of things. The wind got me, or whatever. So anyway.
Now when you go fishing, do you fish? Do you have I guess you'll have to find a fishing hole, or do you usually go out in a boat?
The spots I'm talking about are all bank fishing. We didn't have a boat years ago. And so we learned bank fishing in Tri-Cities, and there's spots where we could go and catch channel catfish. That's the ones that have catfish have two kinds of tails. Okay. If it's got a flat tail, throw it back, because that's a mud cat. I call them mud cats, whatever real
There's
name
a baseball
they have.
team card the mud cats in this area.
Could be.
Yeah.
But you don't eat it, because they taste like crap. They're pardon my French, but they're just not good eating. Channel cat with a fork tail, those are all meat eaters. They'll eat minnows and other forms of meat, so they taste great. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that sounds like fun. It actually does. I mean, I fished a couple of times as a kid visiting down here in Durham, but I really don't know anything about it. You just kind of stand there and wait for the little cork to go under the water, and then a
bobber.
Yeah. So I think the biggest fish I caught was probably about this big.
Oh.
So
that's all good. You know that Puget Sound that you were watching on the YouTube videos where the guy is walking on the beach? Go fishing out there and
get a tuna.
Get a what?
A tuna.
No, you got to go way out in the ocean, like overnight trips to get tuna.
Oh, I'm sorry, not tuna. Salmon.
Yeah. Salmon is going to be, that's the big edible fish. More likely you'll catch a dogfish shark. And those get big. They can be, Myron Hawkins, the guy that works on the aircraft carrier in Nimitz, he was stationed at Bremerton years ago, and we went fishing. I met him in a tackle department at a sporting goods store, and he didn't know where to fish, and I even had a boat back then. So we went out fishing, and he caught a big old dogfish shark, like about, I don't know, 4.5, 5 foot long. Biggest fish I've ever caught.
Was he strong enough to pull it?
Oh yeah, there's a battle. But we got it in,
Hmm.
and you knock them in the head, kill them, and
Violence?
throw them back. Yeah,
Oh.
because
Hmm.
they're a trash fish. They're no good, and
Yeah,
they're
but you
going to
don't
eat.
beat them up.
They'll eat little baby salmon that you want to have to catch good fish. So you thin those out when you can. Okay.
Oh.
So Myron, he says,
Hmm.
that's the biggest fish I ever caught. And you're just going to throw it. Yep, throw it away. So
Okay.
back in those days on the weekends, every other Sunday, I had a delivery route for Avon ladies. And I'd deliver the Avon cosmetics to them, and they'd take them to their customers. So anyway, in this one little community called Grapeview, we saw a sign for a yard sale. And we'd always would stop at yard sales and check. And I guess feed our hoarding habit. I saw a book, How to Cook Dogfish. It was only $1. So I bought that little cookbook and I took it to Myron. I said, Myron, I'm older and wiser. Yesterday, I thought dogfish were no good, but here's the cookbook. I gave it to him, and that was it. That's the end of the story.
Amazing. I'll tell you what's crazy. I saw on YouTube people going ice fishing. Now that looks very odd.
Yeah. They were catching crappie.
Cutting a hole in the ice and catching fish through a hole.
Were they using the big gas-powered augers to drill the holes?
Well, they just showed them just putting the string in there. I mean, I guess they didn't show you. They didn't show them making the hole.
String is what you used.
But here's what happened, though, guy.
Okay.
The guy bent over and his iPhone fell into the hole.
And of course, it went right in the hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't just land on the ice and they could pick it up.
All he could do was like.
Yeah. Okay. So let's make Pat be more grammatically correct, because I mean you're a journalist. It's when you're fishing, it's called line.
Line.
Put the line in.
I said string, didn't I? Line.
When it's string, it's for flying a kite. That's kite string. Okay.
Okay.
Whole different direction with it. If it's going up, it's probably string. If it's going down. In fact, speaking of fish line, I used to fly kites with a fish reel on about maybe an 18-inch piece of fishing pole, just enough to hold the handle and hold onto it. And your kite could go way high, and it was easy as cake to reel it up. Because normally you have to wind the string. You have to wind the string around a stick or whatever.
So you catch off the kite.
Yeah, a fishing reel, that works good.
That's sort of my wonderful childhood memories when I was a kid. Because, it was quite windy, especially in spring.
Yeah.
And we would make kites, and Pop would help us to fly these kites, and we had so much fun. That's a real wonderful
Hence the name
memory.
Windy City.
Every spring. Yeah. Yeah. That was fun.
Is it all year round or just in the spring that it's windy?
Well, all year round, but
Chicago.
When it comes to spring, it's like you want an excuse to go outside.
Okay.
So you can't really go.
In Chicago, you've been getting cabin fever, been staying in the house all the time. Yeah.
Right. So flying a kite in early spring, that was a real childhood thing. I really enjoyed that. Yeah. So anyway, let me see what the temperature is now, because it goes up.
Look, this is called bragging in Washington State.
Oh, no, not bragging, not at all.
Yeah. Right.
So let's see. It's it went up to 61.
Oh my God.
Okay,
you'll have to get, when you go outside, you have to wear one of those big sun hats, keep the
from getting just fine.
A pith helmet, I think they're called.
I'm getting outside. Anyway, nice one.
Let's talk about PDF files. You mentioned that, creating PDF files.
I did. I was telling people always to have their resume available in PDF form.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the world of software, for Windows and for Linux, and probably even for Mac, you've heard the term Open Office, right?
Oh, yeah. I used to use
free Office suite. Okay. Well,
that's the free version of Word.
Open Office said we're going to make this available for sale, and all the developers, the open source guys said, Well, good luck with that. We're going to go start up a free service.
Mhm.
And Mark Stuckless, a school teacher up in Canada, told me about a product called LibreOffice, Libre Office.
Exactly.
LibreOffice, any document you create, whether it's in the writer or the draw program.
Really? Hello.
That's how you hang up on Midvale, Utah. I don't know. Any document you create in LibreOffice has a part of the menu, export as PDF. Bazinga,
Nice.
you're there. You're
Nice. And that's a great way to avoid buying Microsoft Word.
Or Adobe.
Yeah.
What was the one that you were talking about?
Well, most people aren't going to buy Adobe InDesign. It's very expensive.
InDesign, yeah.
It's like a professional layout.
Right.
Yeah,
But
the average person's not going to buy it.
But the quality that you get out of LibreOffice is great.
Mm-hmm.
And I've not had an issue. Like some people, I've found that people that have the Microsoft suite, the Office suite, and they'll export it as a PDF. Well, at the top of the file, it says exported from Microsoft Office. Okay. Well, if you're putting that PDF file onto the internet on your website, like here's my sign up form to get to Durham Skywriter. Well, guess what? The search engine optimization is going to see that title and go, well, this is a Microsoft Office document. What the heck? They're not going to give you any kind of a rank at all. That's
I got you. Yeah.
Good way to have it be in the CRAPPER is to use that. So,
well, thank you for that. And actually, I had a question for you, a tech question. Okay. I will have to ask it another time because I can't remember what it was, but it was fairly important. So next time I'll jot it down. I didn't know you were going to drop in today. I was thinking of it this morning. I was thinking I've got to ask Guy this question.
This is another medical term that comes up. It's called sometimers. You've probably heard of Alzheimer's where they can't remember nothing, right? And it's really bad. Okay. Well, sometimers is what Pat's having right now.
It's Booth Smith. A lot of people in Durham,
but now I don't.
In Durham know Booth Smith, and he called. He had a matching. Oops. Somebody's calling. But he had a phrase called CRS.
From Midvale, Utah. Hang up.
Can't remember stuff.
Can't remember stuff.
CRS disease.
Yeah.
I wish I could. There's no way to. Okay, wait. Stop. There you go.
Do you have a filter on your phone?
A filter? No.
Oh, because there's a product. I can't remember what it's called.
Well, actually, my phone is here, and it didn't ring. You didn't hear it ring.
On my phone.
Actually, my iPad.
I've got a little icon that's checks for known scammers, people that are doing phone calls that you don't really want to talk to them. And so they've got this big database.
God, you're keeping me indoors. Come on now. It's 61 degrees. I got to go.
Okay. Well, for the sake of those that are having warm weather, those in Texas.
Because here's the thing. It's going to be in the 50s later. See, it's going to be 70 tomorrow, and then it drops down to 54. And then
that's freezing.
And then it plummets to 48 the next day.
Oh, my God. 48, really?
Yeah.
Well, did you hear about the power bills from the people in Texas?
They received their
people that didn't lose electricity during the big storm when it got down to 1 degree and all that stuff.
Yeah.
One guy showed his power bill.
Ready?
I'm glad you're sitting down. His electric bill was $16,000. Another guy had a power bill that was $7,000. The governor of Texas.
No.
Well, it was explained as when demand goes up, so do the prices. They both raise up at the same time.
That's that privatization, I guess. I guess that's what people were talking about.
See, Texas, they set up their own grid, so they didn't have to have federal regulations.
And they didn't want
And
anybody telling them what to do because they're independent. They're Texans.
Yeah, that's right. And as a result of that, they can make whatever price they want. The governor of Texas was on the news, and he was saying, "We're looking into this. This isn't going to happen. This
Into it.
It's making headlines, but it's not making headway."
Don't people realize that's what privatization leads to? Come on.
Well, it's a bad thing what they're doing for sure. And the other thing I learned, and then I'll let you go. What state in the union? I used to think it was Texas. What state in the union has the most wind-generated electrical in the nation? In the lower 48.
Has to be a coastal.
That's what I thought. It's not coastal. You're gonna look it up when I tell you.
Windy. Okay. Nebraska.
Close. Iowa.
Arkansas. Iowa. Okay.
Iowa has more wind-generated electrical than anybody. I used to think it was Texas because they took a lot of, the offshore oil wells they have in Texas, hundreds of them. Well, some of them aren't producing oil anymore, and they convert them over to wind generation for electrical. They always get that ocean breeze, like you were thinking, coastal. And so I thought it was always Texas, but it was Iowa. That's what I heard. Anyway, you have a great day. Someday, I know you hate for me to talk about technical stuff, but I'm going to show you.
I just don't like to get too deeply tech.
I'm going to show you the hat trick I'm doing that involves a social media calendar and 5 dice to pick out the topics for the Guy R. Cook Report podcast. To give me the big umbrella, then I'm gonna spirit, like it'll say the big umbrella might be.
He just doesn't want me to go outside.
No, I do, but I want to show you that someday. Okay. Enjoy your walk. When you go for that walk, you're gonna rock right by the.
No, you were gonna show us something. Go ahead. Really, I'm making fun, but go ahead. You're gonna show us something.
No, I'm gonna keep it a secret. Then Jackie's gonna go 5 dice and a social. Why would 5 dice have to? Anyway,
you can leave us in suspense for real.
Yeah. Build up anticipation.
Okay.
Take care.
So I'll see you tomorrow then.
Maybe. No telling. I do like talking with you, so. And I learned a little bit about Black history today. Nothing wrong with
you didn't know about the Green Book, probably.
I did. There was a movie, somebody that was a musician. I can't remember it, but it was his life story, and it was told by the guy that drove his car. And he had that book to tell which motels you could stay in and not have a hassle, and which ones were the ones you stayed away from. Gosh, it's been so many years ago I saw that. I can't remember the name of it, but it was some famous musician that did that story. So I was aware of that.
Okay. And with that, I'm headed out to, it might be 62 degrees. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. Well, if it's 62, then when you go by the trunk of the car, pop it open, get that scooter out.
Scooter is behind me. It's in the other room. Yeah, it's still on 61. So
okay, well, no scooter then.
So that's a good idea, though.
Well, just a thought for the day.
So anyway,
let me take out Tuesday. So tomorrow, when you have the talking about your takeaway from the grocery store, then find out here in Walla Walla on Facebook they have a group that's a list of all of the takeout restaurants available in Walla Walla. So check on Facebook for Durham, and there might be a list of takeout locations.
I will do that.
And that would be good to know. That'd be something. You could have a whole new page.
Okay.
Gosh, the takeout page on the Durham Skywriter. The people be flocking to that. I think so.
Okay. And I will do that. Thank you.
Potential there for people to, you could have a feature restaurant every Tuesday. Well, this Tuesday, we're going to talk to McDonald's Maybe
You don't
not.
want me to go outside. You're just
Yeah.
jealous.
No,
Although I do appreciate your ideas, though. I do appreciate your ideas. But I'm headed out the door.
okay.
So I will see you
For real.
tomorrow. Or whenever
Bye.
you do this again with your appearance. See you, guy. Super fun. Folks, share so the more Durhamites can find out what's happening today in the Bull City. And I will say adieu. I will see you tomorrow at noon. Ciao for now. It's not working. Uh-oh. It really isn't working. You try it again. For now.